Hello everyone, and welcome to my B&B Gossips update channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. This is why Rivalry is rekindled in Steffy and Hope's upcoming confrontation. According to teasers on The Bold and the Beautiful, Steffy Forrester Finnegan will be pushed too far by Hope Logan Spencer. Let's discuss what will happen during the week of March 2nd to 6th. As Steffy and Hope's well-known conflict will return in a huge way. When Hope teams up with Deke Sharp to persuade their father to go with Taylor Hayes, things will begin. Deacon Sharp will assert that he is unable to and possibly blame Steffy. Since Steffy established the rule, Taylor is aware that if she doesn't cut Deacon out of her life, she would be separated from her daughter and grandchildren. Steffy isn't going to change her mind since she doesn't want Sheila Sharp's fury to affect her family. Hope is going to be irritated after speaking with Deacon, and she might choose to vent to Steffy. Hope might approach Steffy and tell her to quit interfering with their parents' romantic relationships. In any event, spoilers indicate that Steffy and Hope's next major confrontation will take place on March 3rd. Because of that whole phony tumor episode with Liam Spencer, Hope and Steffy got along for a short spell, but their hatred will soon resume. Hope will accuse Steffy of being nasty to Taylor and blame her for Deacon's misery. Hope might argue that Steffy should let Taylor to move on with the man she loves after the events with Rich Forrester. The issue is that Sheila, Deacon's wife, has a history of losing her mind when she feels deceived or furious. There can only be terrible news if Deacon leaves Sheila to be with Taylor. Steffy will become enraged and defend her attempts to keep everyone safe, because she doesn't believe Hope is aware of the danger involved. Nevertheless, Hope will object to Steffy controlling Taylor and obstructing Deacon's fresh start. Steffy could not believe that Deacon can be free of Sheila at this time, despite Hope's desire for him to be. According to previews for The Bold and the Beautiful, Hope and Steffy will clash a lot, so don't miss any of the excitement. Fans are fed up with Elektra's actions. According to teasers on The Bold and the Beautiful, admirers of Elektra Forrester either despise her or are simply irritated with her. This is due to the fact that she is always whining about something when they see her on the canvas. For the next few scenes, she's also making the expression that indicates she's going to cry, as if that weren't enough. Many fans who have been watching for a long period are simply over it. The reason for this is because Elektra behaves more like a high school student than a young adult. Someone has already put an end to it, right? Despite the fact that The Bold and the Beautiful features many strong female characters, it appears like the writers are simply misguiding this heroine. Of course, there was a lot to say about the issue on the internet. She acts like a high school kid who is easily manipulated, and it comes across on the show as annoying and stinks of bad writing. Some commenters even said. Another critic said, "This woman baby is so boring. It's a depressing day when we are expected to support a woman who abandoned a friend to eat from trash, due to the insecurity and selfishness of this pampered, whiny youngster and her aunt. Can't they ask Steffy if anyone needs a nanny to live with them? They are surrounded by the richest individuals, but they are unable to make friends? It's huge that I currently detest Elektra more than I do Brooke. She is so whinny and insecure," was another criticism. Will encouraged Dylan to dance for him, and he advised that she try swimming at night. Although it was an accident, she did fall onto Will's arms on the couch. Elektra need to have expelled Ivy and allowed Dylan and Will to clarify the situation. The CBS network broadcasts The Bold and the Beautiful during the week. Look up the timings in your local listings. Dylan kisses Will. Katie makes a difficult choice, and Steffy's fear is realized. Let's speak about all the excitement that lies ahead on the CBS soap opera, The Bold and the Beautiful, as spoilers for the upcoming 2 weeks indicate that viewers will see some significant confrontations as well as some crucial decisions. Finnegan will ask John Finnegan for advice throughout the week of Steffy Forrester, since she is still concerned about the circumstances involving Taylor Hayes and Deacon Sharp. Taylor promised to stop pursuing a romantic relationship, but Steffy might worry that it won't last if Deacon keeps showing up. Hope Logan Spencer will argue with Steffy over whether their parents should be together, when she is unable to persuade Deacon to resume their relationship with Taylor. According to previews, Steffy will maintain her position that it's simply too risky due to Sheila Sharp, Kimberlyn Brown, while Hope will continue to support Deacon and Taylor. Sheila will attempt to utilize her seductive abilities on Deacon after running into Taylor and having some awkward times with her. Deacon will fantasize about Taylor during their entire encounter, even though he will soon become passionate with Sheila. When Sheila arrives later to rave about how amazing Deacon was in bed, Taylor will be shocked. Sheila will believe that Taylor is a miracle worker in their relationship, but she won't see that Taylor is the one who is actually driving Deacon. Deacon will talk to Taylor in private and acknowledge that his attempt to recommit to Sheila didn't work out after Deke Sharp gives him another shove. Deacon will admit that Taylor is the true reason he became so irrational in bed with Sheila, since she is all he can think about. Now that Will Spencer is unmarried, Melissa Dillon will be much more attracted to him at the beach house. Despite the possibility that she will initially envision it, Dillon will kiss Will. Dillon will ultimately tell Will certain things though, and she could even acknowledge that she's beginning to feel more than just a passing affection for him. Will is devastated by Electra Forrester, but will he fall in love with Dillon's willingness to console him? Ivy Forrester will encourage her niece to put Will in the rearview mirror and concentrate on RJ, while RJ Forrester flashes back to his own lip lock with Electra. He will eventually deliver some startling news to Steffy once he is back with Will. If Steffy isn't informed, that might entail Will and Electra splitting up, but Will might also leave Forrester Creations since being around Electra hurts too much. Daphne Rose should be tempted to reveal all that Ivy has planned, including the drama surrounding the stolen letter. How long will Ivy be able to keep Daphne silent? This might divert Daphne's attention from her goal of having a child with Carter Walton, but it might not matter because there's a good probability that some fertility issues will get in the way. After his time in bed with Sheila, Deacon and Taylor might allow themselves to give in to a little passion of their own. Will Deacon and Taylor ultimately fall asleep? In any case, the more Taylor and Deacon slink around, the more probable it is that Sheila will discover them and lose it. In the meantime, as he wants to retain Eric Forrester's work for Logan, Bill Spencer can start a bitter dispute over his designs. Naturally, Katie Logan Spencer is already having trouble with that, because she doesn't want to exacerbate the animosity with Brooke Logan Forrester. Will Katie eventually give up on her dream of opening a fashion house in the hopes of making amends with Brooke? Brooke's hatred is growing. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, while she is undoubtedly gorgeous and bold, she has also turned into a very brash and, well, cruel person. Since many fans have voiced their dissatisfaction with the direction the writers have taken this character, it goes without saying that we are referring to Brooke Logan. The main reason for this is that Brooke has behaved like a nasty sister to Katie Logan. We all know that Brooke is lying when she claims that Katie has never held a professional position. Many fans have also pointed out that Brooke's only role at Forrester Creations is to complain to Ridge when things aren't going her way. She doesn't create anything. To be honest, what does she actually accomplish for the business? And why is it that she must constantly be critical of others? Put differently, what has caused Brooke to become so hateful? On social media, viewers of The Bold and the Beautiful obviously had a lot to say about the direction this plot is taking. I used to really like Brooke, but her behavior with Katie is so unacceptable. Some others even commented, I find it unbelievable that she is treating her sister with such hatred. Brooke's ego is out of control and Katie is correct. Is there anyone on Brooke's side in this storyline? Questioned another TV critic. Any positive emotions I had for her have vanished. She has turned into a terrible sibling and mother. Her devotion to Ridge is all that remains of her personality. Brooke is the biggest narcissist and the most selfish, toxic sibling, was another remark. Is she upset because Bridget, her daughter, gave birth to her own son Logan? Katie should be able to use her last name and leave a legacy for her own family. On the other hand, fans will only need to watch to see what happens next. Is the chemistry between Taylor and Steffy right? According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, they appear more like friends or sisters than mother and daughter. At least that's what many viewers find themselves wondering about Taylor Hayes and Steffy Forrester. You either adore them, despise them, or simply don't get each other. Many fans can't help but wonder if they have the necessary type of chemistry to persuade everyone that they are, in fact, mother and daughter, even if both are undoubtedly excellent characters in their own right. Because it's difficult to determine who is who while they're standing next to one another right now, isn't that correct? However, that's primarily since Steffy is constantly attempting to mentor her mother regarding her romantic life. Furthermore, despite the fact that it is really none of her concern, she is attempting to advise her on what to do. It's obvious that many B&B fans have a lot to say about this relationship. Steffy looks older than Taylor and acts like her mother, telling her what she can and cannot do. Some people even said in their comments, they resemble sisters more. I see this version of Taylor as reticent and as a believable doctor, wrote another critic. Yes, she has flaws. To be fair, it was a new actress, so perhaps there is a soap opera recast syndrome where feelings and personalities alter with recasting. Does she have selective amnesia about being shot by Sheila? Additionally, this comment was made. They should have chosen Gina Tognoni if they really wanted to go for a younger actress, while still having a motherly feel to the character. She did a fantastic job as Phyllis on Y&R. On the other hand, fans will just need to watch to see what happens next. The CBS network broadcasts The Bold and the Beautiful during the week. Look up the timings in your local listings. In the interim, please share your ideas with us in the space provided for comments below. Katie's unimpressive fashion house is now disappointing. According to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, this plotline was expected to be a huge hit, but it ended up being a complete failure. Since many soap opera viewers would concur that the designs and general atmosphere have been fairly dull, it is obvious that we are discussing Katie Logan and her new fashion house. Although Katie wanted to become a formidable force and the top rival of Forrester Creations, it appears that she is merely attempting to copy their company. Many viewers of the show also find themselves wondering why Katie is doing this at all. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, she has come this far, yet something or someone always pulls her down. Since many program watchers would concur that Katie Logan, Heather Tom, continues to act like a doormat to her sister Brooke Logan, it goes without saying that we are referring to her. And many of her admirers are growing increasingly irritated with her lack of confidence in this area. Katie needs to take a step back and look at the landscape. Some viewers of The Bold and the Beautiful even said in their comments, to please Bill and prove to Brooke that she is in charge. She is advancing this business far too quickly. Katie is saddened. This character keeps being shit on even though I adore the actor. Why they waste her on these plots is beyond me. I can't root for her either, commented another show critic. I used to work in PR, so I thought it was absurd that Katie was unhappy about the Crisis Communications company, especially considering her kid was involved. Realistically, it makes little sense for Katie to run a fashion house of all enterprises, even if I understand that the writers intended to generate drama with a rival for Forrester. Additionally, there was this comment. I wanted to see Katie expand her business and hire some designers and models. It's only Bill, Katie, and Eric at the moment. The remainder of the team is where? Although I support Katie, the company is now relying on Eric's designs. Katie hasn't taken any further action.